Speak No Evil in a quiet village near the edge of the Rub al-Khali Desert, where stories of jinn and old curses were passed down in whispers. There lived a humble muezzin named Omar. He was respected for his piety, his calm demeanor, and his powerful, soul-stirring odin that echoed through the village 5 times a day. But one night, everything changed. It began after Fajr prayer on a Thursday morning. The air was unusually still, and Omar noticed a young boy waiting at the mosque's door, sullen, barefoot, and trembling. The boy wouldn't speak, not even when Omar offered him water or dates. His lips moved, but no sound came out. The villagers claimed he was mute. Some thought he was lost. But Omar saw something else in his eyes, not fear, but deep-rooted terror. He brought the child home and cared for him, assuming someone would come forward. No one ever did. The boy never spoke a word. That night, Omar had a dream. He stood in the minaret, calling the Adhan, but no sound came from his mouth. Below him, shadows gathered, figures with no faces, whispering in a language he couldn't understand. One of them raised a hand and pointed directly at him. When he awoke, Omar's voice was gone. He could not call the aid. He could not whisper Dika. Not a word escaped his throat. Panic spread quickly in the village. The villagers believed the mosque was cursed. A few recalled an old legend, buried in time, a pact once broken, an oath never to be spoken aloud. It was said that centuries ago a traveler had brought a book bound in skin and sealed in iron to the mosque. It contained forbidden names, words not meant for human tongues. The imam back then hid the book under the mihrab and warned, "Speak no evil, or the silence will take root." No one believed the tale anymore. Until now, driven by fear and desperation, Omar searched for answers. He wrote his pleas instead of speaking them. An old sheik from a neighboring village agreed to help. The sheik was blind, but wise. When Omar arrived, the sheik merely nodded and said, "You heard them, didn't you?" Omar wrote. "The whispers," the sheik continued. "They come to those who disturb what sleeps beneath. You took in the boy. He is marked by silence. It spreads like a plague. And if you do not return what was buried, your village will become a tomb of quiet souls." That night, Omar returned to the mosque. The boy followed him silently. Omar stood before the mihrab, unsure what to do. The ground felt colder. The air smelled of old blood and dust. He knelt, whispered Bismillah in his heart, and began to dig. After hours of scraping and prayers, his hand struck iron. It was real. The box was rusted, wrapped in cloth that disintegrated upon touch. Inside, a small book yellowed, brittle, humming with an energy that made Omar's teeth ache. He dared not read. He wrapped it and prepared to burn it outside the mosque. But the boy stopped him. He shook his head violently, eyes filled with tears. And for the first time, he spoke. "Don't burning it releases him." The sound of his voice was not a boy's, who was layered, distorted, like 100 whispers tangled in one. Omar staggered back. "Then what do I do?" He wrote on the sand. "Return it to the sands. Bury it where no prayer is heard, where no voice lives. The empty quarter, the heart of the desert." 3 days later, Omar left the village alone, riding a borrowed camel under a sun that felt too close. No one stopped him. Some say they saw the boy watching from the minaret, no longer mute but never speaking either, just watching. But the Adhan returned to the village, strong and clear. From no one. There was no man climbed the minaret. The voice simply returned. And every Thursday before Fajr, the villagers swear they hear a second call, one that echoes from the desert, hollow, distant, as if the sands themselves remember. Speak no evil, for the silence listens.